guys, I'm Sync.
And I'm Echo.
And we're back once again playing Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, we started trial for Maggie Bird. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery tickets and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured the prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court that you're a real lawyer, Trite.
Why is it? Where's the fucking prosecution where we have to prove that they're a real lawyer? No, wait, they don't exist because the prosecution get priority.
Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So, let the fun begin. Alright.
Okay, the investigation. Scary old man. Passed out. Victim didn't have any identification on him. Then... He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Or some kind of outlaw. Why don't we give him a bit of an edge?
Why? You edgelord. I think I'm onto something here. And how did you find out? Wait a sec.
Huh? Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
No, that...
He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulder and puppy dog eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the table, along with the victim with the lottery ticket. It seems Mr. Glenn Elg visited the doctor before he went to Tribulations. We got the victim's name from the medical records and from the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court.
What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Prescription bag. So what kind of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty?
Ha! You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate are you, Mr. Trite? Now, what happened to the investigation after that, detective?
The bag is empty.
Right.
Oh wait, I need to familiar myself with the evidence. Attorney badge.
My wallet.
Yeah,
my attorney's badge.
The magazine clipping that I was,
I was in.
The smart paper with the doodle. Job listing for the old man. The lunch special that tastes horrible. The fact that Chef Armstrong has a half a million dollar debt.
Yeah.
The scooter that was busted up, ridden by Bumphony.
Glenn Elg.
Autopsy report. Front pants. That's where the victim died. Photo. Okay. I don't see no prescription bag.
At this point we could just take their word for it.
Covered contains potassium cyanide, covers in the victim and Maggie's fingerprint. $500,000 lottery ticket. That's no good anymore.
Yeah.
Apron. Potassium cyanide. Victim prescription bag.
Okay. So.
Something else was missing from the scene of the crime, eh? Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally! I'm getting all anxious waiting, so hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, this prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You're too cool, pal. Indeed. Due consideration was not given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you have to overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've ever done so far, huh?
Wait, I thought you weren't the one who worked on this case, though. Whatever. The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
Gumshoe wasn't the original person who worked on this case. It was someone else, and he's taking that person's place because that detective's doing something else now.
Okay.
Order! Well, Mr. Garrett, what do you have to say to that? Ha, that's all.
What?
Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will.
What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otological what? Clinic.
Just what kind of illness was that victim suffering from? Mr. Gara? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of his head and ruptured his eardrum.
He ruptured his eardrum?
Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside the ear canal, not to be ingested.
What?
It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read in the fine print.
Why does the autopsy report have fine prints? That's bullshit.
They found traces of medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print.
Why is this a thing? For an autopsy report, this is not like a fucking contract.
There's a meme that the Ace Attorney fandom has that's like, haha, the evidence can't be contradicted if the autopsy report isn't updated.
God.
It seems if Glenn Elg correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication.
Ugh.
It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all.
No! Nick! If you don't think of something quick, it'll be all over! She's right. But I can't get away with any objection. What should I do? We got nothing to push the medication issue. Only moments ago, Mr. Goddard made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However, insignificant may be seen, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable.
Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Gatto, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Gatto. I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was in the West restaurant on the day of the murder. On the West one.
The West one. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater?
Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems to be more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. And that is something that bothers me.
Yay! Good job, Nick!
Yay! The court will now adjourn for a 10-minute recess.
10 minutes!
After which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Ha. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in the last 6 cups.
How many cups does he drink per court? 17? He drank 11 cups already.
And we'll see roughly how quickly that was taken care of. Court is adjourned for recess.
Dark.
It's usually like, what, 10 a.m. that the court starts usually?
Yeah,
so an hour.
Whatever, and 11 cups of coffee. How is this man alive?
I mean, it's more diluted than just like straight caffeine, but that's still a lot of That's still a lot of
Why is this man alive? And not bouncing around a freaking court room because he just drank 11 cups of coffee in an hour.
Imagine Maya with 11 cups of coffee.
I imagine Maya's the one who would crash if she drinks caffeine.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Phew, that was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
Yeah, he got hot coffee thrown on him,
yeah.
That's my line, sir. No, that's my line. I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that?
Huh? He's just doing his job, Bird. It's okay.
He kind of was he was doing his job, but he did it pathetically enough that we could contradict something.
Yeah.
He said he helped me, but he totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right?
It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I had them my whole life. But really hurts this time. It really hurts this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old man guy from the apartment, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
Oh, don't remind me. I'm sorry, Mia! I'm sorry!
Thank you for sparing Maya for that, of experiencing that.
I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take care of whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Alright. And that was a 10-minute recess.
Let's do this.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Gatto, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Oh boy, I get to do his testimony for that guy. Oh good. Name and occupation if you don't mind. Name's Victor Kudo. Born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty is what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times too.
I think you're emotional all the time because you're grumpy. We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Ka, listen to youngin'. How How much call... What? How much call do you think there is? How much call do you think there's for a kimono embroidery here? Wow, that was weird.
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crest on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before the country even existed.
Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here.
Yeah, because this is in Japan. You know.
This is, this is in California.
This is California.
Yeah, at least in the English translation, it's moved over to California.
Yeah, that's not really what Americans need. Really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you actually get more into it in Dual Destinies, but that's several games forward. So, I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness. Were you at the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javakino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see. So, you saw everything that happened, Gramps? Did I? Oh yes I did, I saw it all. Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. He's really getting into this.
I don't want to talk to this guy. This guy's a creep.
What I witnessed. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him Javakino, but she put in something in it. The man took one sip of it and looked like he was in terrible pain, and then he collapsed. Sorry. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she's not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
I mean, waitresses, sir?
Yeah.
I don't know what other connotation I'll get from serving girl besides waitress. If I heard someone say that, I thought they were just referring to them because they don't remember how to say waitress.
Yeah.
I'll be like the serving boy or the serving girl.
The server.
The server.
Yeah. Yeah, you're all bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned words, huh? Newfangled? All this talk about radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the old good old days slip away.
We don't have good old days here in America. At least for everyone other than the social norm.
Well, I think it's about time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good judge. So.
Okay, young man reading newspaper, served Javakino, put something in it, took one sip, died. Serving girl, remember her well. Okay, I'm sorry. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. And I dot every T and cross every I.
Oh, look, there's already 2 mistakes I see there. I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
Does that mean he needs glasses for
near and far? Yes.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
I saw what that serving girl put in the Javakino as well.
I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Leave it. I'm leaving it. It'd be very dangerous to press this too much. I better ignore it for now. So, what happened next? He took just one sip.
You youngins, you waste everything. Those Javaquinos cost $8.
Wait, didn't fucking Godot say that he chugged the whole thing down?
Yeah.
Because he fucking had to do a trip demonstration and also throw hot coffee at Phoenix.
In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died.
Congratulations, you have earned the title of fattiest man to grace a courtroom.
So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that's possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much of a twitch. I felt the Javaquino I just drank turn sour in my stomach. Oh, yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she's... So go right there. Huh. Right.
You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace. That's what that is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her, you know. She's practically naked in that uniform.
Oh my god, I can't handle this. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform. Whoa, I think the just shouldn't be there. Even me!
Mr. Wright, please, spare the court from any further mental anguish of that image.
I think that image is a blissful one. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away.
Yeah. There are other things I recognized about her, too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Press harder?
Do it.
Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress is Maggie Bird or not.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant. I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose.
What? You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
Yeah, as if I wouldn't remember that. The witness noticed the straps on her on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right, I can tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
But he didn't say anything about her face. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Ask about the waitress back, about the straps, I guess the back. The identifying features you describe are all things you receive from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
Ha!
He's got you there, Gramps.
An objection just for that.
Yeah.
People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
That's harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons.
Why did you have to explain yourself then?
I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, this court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is. To your testimony. Sure.
This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer.
And if I
don't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her front. From the front.
Huh. There's this big-ass red spot and this big-ass brown spot. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
Yeah, that filthy thing would suit the filth like you just perfectly. Actually reminds me of what my grandson looks like after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd ever forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron. Is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning?
Oh.
And you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the apron, the waitress from front.
Oops.
He made that face, the gross ass face.
Yeah. Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this.
Why are you making that gross ass face?
Ha. Well, well. Looks like we have finally caught a genuine trial in our hands. We finally have a genuine trial in our hands. Listen, Trek. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. Wow. I'm hunting wabbits. That being the defendant, Miss Baggy Bird, right? Exactly. And when there was one waitress, and when that wow, and when that one waitress put poison in the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest in what you saw. You say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin is perfectly working order.
I have many doubts about that.
I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what a burger a customer wanted.
He can't remember? Probably more like he's messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
Very well. Let's just test how good that your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Alright guys, in the next episode we will pick up here, continuing to cross-examine Victor Kudo and this time about the victim. We will see you guys then.
Bye.